Introduce you here because nobody knows you here again, just like Dr. Bansi. So Dr. Jothydev, suffice to say that he is the technology man of India. There are so many accolades, but I think I did not list out all those. You all know him very well. So we'll move to the session. And Gopika is along with you.
So we have this very interesting session and with a very interesting theme that it is different at 12, and I think this session is again different at 12. So I will request Ms. Gopika to proceed with the twin talk.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you very much, and I am delighted that we have two chairpersons and both of them co-founders and founders of our Diabetes Technology Trust of India. Dr. Amit and Dr. Rakesh Parik, Dr. Manoj is sitting over there, Benchi is also somewhere around. So we are all representing Diabetes Technology Trust of India. And the next few minutes, it is more or less like a drama. So it's a twin technology talk. And it is not that possible in 15 to 20 minutes to say everything which is happening in technology space in diabetes, but we are trying to summarize what all aspects are very important for daily practice. So I have a question to Gopika Krishnan, because Gopika is in our team working as our director in academics and research for more than 16 years, and we have been witnessing so many newer and older drugs in diabetes, pharmacotherapies in diabetes. And we have also seen technologies in diabetes. How are the medications different from the technologies?
Sir, if you ask me, we have been discussing about technologies almost right from the first JPEF, and we are still using it. But what about technologies? The technologies are stated obsolete, right? And newer technologies are fast evolving. So I think that is the beauty, that is the difference of technologies when we compare it with drugs, right?
So do you mean to say that the drugs live long and technologies are short-lived? Drugs are mostly global analysis. So many engineers are there among the audience. So do you mean that technologies are short-lived?
No, the technologies are fast evolving and they are evolving at a faster pace when compared to the drugs. So that is what I meant.
Okay, the technologies may become obsolete based, similar to before. So these are probably the broad headings that we are going to discuss today. And what are they?
And we'll be discussing about the continuous glucose monitoring devices. I'm sure that everyone knows about the CGM devices, and then we'll move on to automated insulin delivery devices, the AID, and the artificial intelligence, and then comes the wearable devices.
If you listen to the lectures on medications, you can have noticed that it can bring down the hemoglobin A1C by 0.5%, 0.7%, sometimes 1%. But when you are incorporating continuous glucose monitoring or similar technologies in practice, it can actually result in phenomenal improvements. Robust improvements in not only A1C but also quality of life parameters and multiple other metrics in diabetes. So let me now discuss what are the new happenings in continuous glucose monitoring. And this is how it has evolved, and this is a picture of Jayashree, still working with me, and she is holding the device way back in 2004, and this used to be a cumbersome device, the CGMS Gold.
So let me interrupt you. So what was your experience using the CGMS Gold? We are curious to know.
Look at the size of the device. We were not even born at that time. And we used to have this only in the research. But I was so fortunate to have an oral presentation at the American Diabetes Association based on a couple of studies based on the CGMS Gold. And in future, CGMS Gold used to be the term used for the technology by itself. That actually originally used to be the name of the first device. That the iPro 2 came, and then I think there was a revolution which happened with freestyle libre devices. Because suddenly people started using it more and more. A wider acceptance of CGM devices because it became more user-friendly, smaller and thinner. And the most recent one will be Freestyle Libre 3 and Freestyle Libre 3 Plus. I know Gopika is having some personal experiences. So what are the advantages or the differences with 3 and 3 Plus?
So if you ask me, it is almost like 70% smaller it does not have any allergens attached to it as compared to the earlier devices, the IDOA, etc. And it is devoid of the vitamin C interferences as well, and it can be used. It is designated, it is approved by the FDA to be used along with the automated insulin delivery devices, and it is an ICGM, integrated CGM.
Yeah. So to make it more clear, for the friend sitting over here, when you are using the Freestyle Libre and the patient is on vitamin C more than 500 milligrams daily, it can interfere. It can give you false high readings. But from Libre 3 onwards, we can give up to more than 1000 milligrams per day. And that is one difference, and the mark is also improving. The accuracy is measured with mean absolute rate difference, and that is also becoming a single digit number such as 8 or 8.5, which is better than the currently available Libre devices. And these two are the two new members of the family, right?
Yes, they are approved by the FDA for over-the-counter use. So the patient can purchase it from the pharmacy and use it without a doctor's prescription. So we have the Libre Brio, which is a CGM for adults with type 2 diabetes who are not on insulin. And then comes the Libre Lingo. So Dr. Jothydev, I have a question to you. Aren't you super excited about this new device?
You know that I have a weakness for technologies. And I have always on a Libre device for many years now. I don't have diabetes, I don't even have pre-diabetes, you know it very well. And I'm so excited that now there is an FDA approval for a device that is Libre Lingo with people without diabetes. Because if you start using a continuous glucose monitoring device, you will have deep insights on multiple metrics. And this is to improve the metabolic health. And this has to go along with your glucose, along with your sleep pattern, along with the metrics from multiple other wearable devices, and if possible from a wearable smartwatch. Okay, these are the new members of the Dexcom family. Dexcom is not available in India. I know that multiple friends are trying to bring Dexcom to India, but Dexcom is prohibitively very expensive. And that is one reason why they are not in India, and you have the 7 which is smaller, and Dexcom 1 Plus is the one which is expected to come to India. Remember, these devices are now available over the counter. The patients can purchase, even from India, they can purchase a Libre device online. So if doctors are not prescribing and if doctors are not advising, believe me, your patients are going to use it themselves. And they will blame the doctor for not advising, not suggesting the use of continuous glucose, because that is a current recommendation from all the scientific bodies. Because it is far, far, far better than the conventional glucose monitoring technologies. And over to the Medtronic, because Medtronic we can never ignore, right? Why?
I didn't get your question.
Medtronic, we cannot ignore Medtronic.
Yes, they're the masters, yes.
They are the innovators,
Yeah.
because they are the ones who have invented the continuous glucose monitoring device, and that was the CGMS gold, and now they have come up with Simplera. And the Simplera is a very small CGM, and most of these newer CGMs just require a glucometer for calibration, and this works along with 780G. We had multiple sessions on the automated insulin delivery yesterday, and this also works with InPen, that is a connected insulin pen, which is also an automated device from the same family.
So Dr. Jothydev, do you foresee something disruptive happening in the CGM space? Something very similar to this?
Do you foresee? My question is to the chairperson. Do you foresee?
So I think CGM technology is going to take a big leap in coming few years because the monitoring is going to become the standard of care, and even it has already become standard of care in people with type 1 diabetes. Now we are hearing that we may have a CGM device which may be only for 24 hours. So it can very well replace your fuse SMBG in a single day. So you are also having CGM devices which can monitor for 6 months or even 1 year.
Absolutely, absolutely. So much happening in this space, and some of these can be disruptive. Disruptive means all the existing technologies and devices might vanish. It will phase out in no time. And this is Elon Musk over there, and even smartphone was a disruptive technology, and this is disruptive. And then you can see a cup and a tea getting spilled, and that's a history behind this.
Yeah,
It's
let
an
me tell you a
accident.
story,
It
yes.
is an accident.
It was an accident, it was a serendipity. So somebody brought in a revolutionary concept where this particular person, the co-founder of JPEF, he accidentally spilled a cup of tea on an RF device, and what he saw was that it caused some dramatic reactions on the RF monitor that he was working, and this happened to be caused by the sugars in the tea. So then came the serendipitous discovery of the JPEF, which is a non-invasive CGM which works on RF technology.
So it works on a radio frequency technology, no needles, nothing. So currently available CGM devices are measuring the interstitial glucose. This one, the difference is it is measuring the blood glucose. It is measuring similar to a glucometer but without no needles, and it doesn't require any blood. And look at the Clark error grid zone. Almost 97 to 100% of the values are falling in zone A. And this is a paper which is published in Diabetes Technology and Therapeutics, and in my knowledge this is the first ever peer-reviewed publication, and the first author was Hirsch. So this is soon going to be a reality. Soon going to be a reality, a non-invasive glucose monitoring, and that you continuous glucose monitoring from the capillary blood. And this is what Amit was discussing the Eversense CDM. A week ago when we were lecturing in Trivandrum, the same city, in another venue, a senior doctor approached me and he asked me whether do you have the implantable CGM in India? Because we don't have, but this is probably going to come to India, and this is a small sensor which can be kept underneath the skin, and then you can forget about it. And this will be continuously monitoring for 6 months, and the newer one will be probably soon appearing in the commercial space, and this will have a sensor life for 1 year. So one sensor for 1 year, lasting for all the seasons. And this is again FDA approved for the designation is for integrated CGM. So integrated CGM is a CGM which can work with other algorithms or with third-party insulin pump. And they can also be used by people creating their own artificial pancreas. So moving on to artificial pancreas, and this is the newer developments in the space of automated insulin delivery.
So I'm excited talking to you about this. This is the TWIST AID system. So this combines the dipole technology. For your information, it is a do-it-yourself technology by a DDAT, that is a diabetes DAT, and it is an FDA cleared algorithm. And the best thing about this particular AID system is that it alerts the patients about the blockages up to 9 times faster than the existing AID systems.
Because you know that when you are using an insulin pump or an automated delivery system, still the challenge is blockade of the pump, and this can result in uncontrolled glucose or even diabetic ketoacidosis. And this can be detected faster, because 9 times faster than the currently available, the popular 5 systems. And this is a NIA insulin patch pump. So you know the patch pump are different from the other pump. There are no springs, there are no tubes, and something which is very unique. And this is the essential pump. And the middle one can work along with the sensor. But the third one, it is a patented technology, and this is so unique. The signature pump, and this is a combined insulin patch along with the CGM system in a single device. Because you know that all the devices currently available, you require 2 insertions. One on the arm, for example, for a sensor, and another on the abdomen, and this is for the pump. So this is going to be a single insertion. And this is a very passionate story, right?
Yes, I have
Right
been listening to you speaking about this bionic pancreas ever since you started your technology talks. So we know David and his father, and we met both of them at ADA last year.
Okay,
And
so
this year?
yeah, when we met in ADA last year, he was in front of a small booth. And this is again one example of a do-it-yourself artificial pancreas created by the patient community and eventually getting approved by the FDA and now commercially available. So and he announced in the beginning, I am creating this not for my son alone, not for my son David. David announced, and this is for the entire world. And this year he was in front of a bigger booth. This is 2024 American Diabetes Association. What is unique? The uniqueness of this device is you just enter the patient's body weight and then it takes over. There is no requirement of any carb counting, no blood glucose corrections, no bonus calculation, nothing. everything is automated, and the results are almost exactly matching with the currently available commercial systems. And the algorithm is totally different. So this is happening. So this is now commercially available where you have unannounced meals, super microbots, and all of those factors that we were dreaming for more than 100 years, it is currently available from Javier. And this is sequence simplicity. Gopika, I believe that you have a sequence simplicity with you, and you can demonstrate.
Can you just look at me? Yeah. So I have this sequence simplicity, and if you just click one time like this, you will be delivering 2 units of rapid acting insulin. So it is so simple and easily.
So for some patients who are using a multiple daily injection, and that can be a type 1 diabetes or type 2 diabetes, they can have a basal delivery at home, they can have a Lantus or a Tracib at home, and then they can have a patch pump for 4 days. And if they click, it will deliver 2 units of a rapid acting insulin. So convenient, so comfortable, and this is also a very popular device. And moving on to the space of artificial intelligence. I know that we get multiple lectures on artificial intelligence.
So Dr. Jothydev, do you think you will lose your job if AI takes over?
Oh, the question is for everyone, not for me. So if AI takes over, will the doctors lose the job? You will also lose your job.
For sure.
I don't think so. Manoj, what is your opinion? You prefer to lose it? For AI, you prefer to fail for AI.
Sitting in the beach side and observing the waves there rather than he is in this profession by accident, not by choice.
So all of us are fearing AI. Look at this. This is from the New England Journal of Medicine, a very recent publication which is discussed at the American Diabetes Association. And this is a medical licensing examination in the United States. And GPT has passed the exam. And the median score was higher than the official passing score of 65%. So GPT is probably scoring better than the physicians, at least in some domains, not in all the domains. And this is how the artificial intelligence is progressing from AI to ML to deep learning, employing multiple layers of neural networks and even capable of speech and image recognition. So it is advanced. But I don't think it will be a threat. Our job will be better. We will be committing lesser errors, and we will have better outcomes for our patients and we will also have better satisfaction, doctors. Gopika. And this is an algorithm, right?
Yeah. We have been discussing about the AID algorithms, the portion integral derivative, the MPC algorithm, the fuzzy logic, etc. So now we have AI driving all the newer algorithms, and what are they?
Yeah, these are the algorithms. For example, PID algorithm in the Medtronic 780G, the MPC, the model predictive control in the Omnipod 5. So all these are probably getting replaced with the neural network. And this is a neural network artificial pancreas, something which is pretty new. And NAP is trained on real or in silico data. And this can approximate the insulin dosing. Look at this data. This is a study comparing NAP with University of Virginia model predictive control algorithm. And this is quite amazing. The time in range, below range, and above range almost exactly matched. Almost exactly matched with the MPC algorithm. And that too with 6-fold lower computation requirements when compared to an algorithm. So the cost is going to be less, and probably you will require less sophisticated devices for driving these algorithms. And this is something which is the next step, and that is multi-variable artificial pancreas. And I know that you have some personal experience, right?
Time and again we have been using just the CGM values along with the pump. Don't you think we need to add on some wearable device data like the sleep,
That makes sense.
the exercise, etc.?
That makes sense, because currently we are only utilizing the data from continuous glucose monitoring for modulating the insulin delivery. So the future will be having the wearable device or wearable devices where you are measuring the heart rate, the stress, the exercise, the sleep pattern, and all those factors will have some influence on deciding the delivery of insulin. This is going to be the next bit, because now we are able to reach on an average 75 to 80% time in range, and this will be foolproof. almost 100% hybrid. And this is our data 780G recently published. And this is the data from a few of our patients, 25 patients in the beginning, and you can see that it is 83%. And this is the device, only device which is available in the market in India. Of course, it is expensive, but let me tell you, highly cost effective.
No, now let me interrupt. The technology man has been discussing all the expensive gadgets. So now, can you discuss something cheaper, inexpensive?
Because we cannot ignore the cheaper devices, and these are still good. Still going strong, and these are the connected glucose meters via the Bluetooth. We have the one-touch radio, seamless possibilities. We have the AccuCheck Instant, and you can learn more about those from the booth here. And this connects to any even cheaper mobile phones. And they can generate the points in range, points above range, points below range, and the entire data can be stored in the cloud for retrieval anytime. And the Omron blood glucose monitoring device, capable of remote monitoring, and this is Omron Connect. It can connect to other devices and the health data with seamless possibilities. Remember, remote monitoring should be there for not only glucose but also for blood pressure, because that is another major reason for almost all the significant comorbidities in diabetes.
So Dr. Jothydev, I know that you are an Apple fan. So do you foresee something coming up soon? Some wearable device?
You mean again disrupting?
Yeah.
Might happen, right? Rajesh, do you think that some wearable device is going to replace our Apple device?
So I think Apple itself was about to come up with the noisy glucose sensor in the Apple Watch, though it is not yet successful. But then there are more players, and we saw the players.
Yeah. Where is the showcase in our technology?
Yeah, nobody was the
So that's what I am going to show here. Exactly. So the microphone was initially failed. So that is how we identify technology. So technology will fail. It will fail. Number one. So second time also it can fail. It can also fail third time, and then it will work. So don't get disappointed. After using a CDM or an automated instant delivery device, if it is not working, don't get disappointed. Because that is how you ideally the technology. And once it starts working, it will play wonders. And this is the glucoware from F1. Another remarkable advancement in technologies in diabetes, and they have a very low mark, and this is showcased in ATTD as well as in our diabetes technology meeting in Kochi. And they use RF and microwave technology. And here again, it is completely non-invasive. It is a wearable device. It can be worn like a watch, and this is requiring only very few minutes for warm-up. And once it is marketed, probably it is going to be another disruptive technology.
So what is your conclusion?
So my conclusion is very simple. So this has been a very brief discussion on almost all the available and upcoming technologies in diabetes. So I believe that all the doctors in modern medicine who are practicing diabetes should be at least aware of the available technologies, approved technologies, life-saving technologies, and just suggest the possibilities to your patients. Because that is their right to know that these technologies are available in our country. And some of them can be really transforming and life-changing. So thank you very much for your patience here.
Let me also take time to welcome you to the World Congress of Diabetes Technology and Therapeutics 2025. And Dr. Rakesh Parikh sir is the organizer of this conference. It is happening at Jaipur on 9 until 11th of May 2025. So kindly block your dates. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Jothydev and Sunita, for such a Gopika, for such an interesting discussion and giving the overview of all the technologies. I'm sure people are excited, and I think that will improve the footfall at our conference, because now people are excited to know more. So we'll cover more of technology in the DTech at Jaipur. Any questions for Dr. Jothydev or Gopika?
All are busy for lunch. So.
It's time for lunch.